is up? What is good? Ghost Squad, how y'all doing today? Black Ghost Face is here to be doing a Be Amazed video, and this is if you're afraid of the sea, don't watch this video. So we all know when it comes to the sea, we know we don't mess with it. I don't know. I mean, for those that's smart enough to know that we don't want to pick a fight with things that can like swim faster than us, right? So we're gonna jump into this reaction. Enjoy.
Did you know more than 80% of the ocean is unmapped, unseen, and unexplored by humans?
80%.
While they say what you don't know can't hurt you, it's precisely the fear of the unknown that makes the sea one of the scariest places in the world. From shark stare-downs to underwater ghost towns, if you're afraid of the sea, well, you'd better be feeling brave, because you should really not be watching this video.
For people who have like aquaphobia or something,
For some people, paddleboarding can be a fun and relaxing activity. But that's only if you can get past the stomach-turning thought of what lies beneath the surface. And sometimes what lies below comes up and reminds you why a little fear might be healthy. While paddleboarding off the coast of Kuatuna Beach in New Zealand, Luke Riley found himself being stalked by an underwater killer.
That's a whole orca. No. Could literally turn you over. No. Hey. Stop. Hey, be cool now. There you go. Bro. No.
Coming up to the surface, the orca reaches out with its jaws to inspect the paddleboard as a stunned Luke tries to keep his balance. Thankfully, after the wobbly encounter, the whale swam off at a startling speed, and Luke got himself an awesome story to tell around the beach campfire.
Right.
Despite their fierceness and efficiency as predators, killer whales generally pose little danger to humans, with the only documented attacks occurring in captivity. Turns out orcas are quite the fussy eaters and tend to only eat what their moms teach them is safe. Since humans and paddleboards aren't exactly a reliable food source for the ocean-dwelling orca, our species is not considered part of the tasting menu. Even so, considering the one in Luke's video still came up for a curious nibble, I'd be bolting for the shore regardless. Picture this.
Bro, imagine if that was a shark. He probably would have been dead by now. Imagine that was a shark. A orca, you're safe. You know, it depends on the orca's attitude, but yeah, you're safe, but let it be a shark. That would have been a way different outcome. And he was out there by himself.
Yes, you're vacationing with your best pals in New Zealand. You're having a blast, enjoying a few cold ones on the beach and paddling happily away in the sunshine when suddenly...
Get out of the water! Get out of the water! Go, 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 go! Oh my god.
I love how they're like, wow, that was amazing. That was awesome.
You guys are idiots.
While it may look like these guys were about to become a sharky snack, this fin actually belongs to another killer whale. This orca was part of a pod that had come closer to the shore of Opito Bay Beach in Coromandel,
you know,
on New Zealand's
if you see that, just automatically swim away.
And ended up just 30 feet from the beach.
You don't know.
Killer whales and stingrays? Yeah, I'll stick to building sandcastles on solid ground, thanks.
Right?
Almost everyone has at least a mild case of galleophobia, or a fear of sharks. And considering their razor teeth, predatory prowess, and daunting silhouettes, it's understandable. With that in mind, what would you do if you found yourself in this position?
You tell me. You tell me. You've been seeing a lot of brown coming out. Now just think, just straight up, just mouth wide open, her head gone.
This terrifying tiger shark made a calm yet calculated beeline for Nikki Brady, who was out diving off the coast of the Bahamas in February 2020. Approaching her head on until they were just inches from one another, Nikki found herself in a position no one wants to find themselves. An actual piece of shark bait.
Shark bait! Ooh-ha-ha!
While the shark seems merely curious in the clip, behind the great white, tiger sharks are responsible for the second most attacks on humans since records began in 1580, and have been implicated in 138 attacks, 36 of them fatal. While you might think putting your hand up in front of a shark's face would be a good way to lose some fingers, Nikki was actually smart to gently touch the shark's nose to direct it away from her. Inside a shark's snout, there are hundreds of tiny electrical receptors that catch any changes in electrical or magnetic fields around the ocean. This helps them to navigate and detect prey animals, as all animals generate a mild electric field due to the activity of their nerves and muscles. Even lightly touching a shark's nose can disrupt its unique electronic sensor, resulting in an unpleasant sensation for old Sharky, making it more likely to swim away. While Nikki is a professional diver, interactions with apex predators like this are still highly risky.
Yeah.
And all it takes is one wrong move for things to get real scary, real quick. While the mere thought of a one-on-one with a shark is frightening enough, what about 20?
Whoa now. Couldn't be me.
Floating motionlessly on the water surface, this woman is completely surrounded by at least 25 nurse sharks in the shallow waters of the Maldives.
25
As insane as this clip looks, there have been just 9 documented unprovoked attacks on humans by nurse sharks since records began. This species isn't usually aggressive, but their bite is no joke.
Nurse sharks' teeth are basically like cheese graters, and they suck food into their mouth with a mouth like a vacuum cleaner. If a nurse shark gets a hold of you, you'll be left with a hollow wound from where they've turned flesh into mincemeat.
Even worse is that once a nurse shark is latched onto its victim, they don't often let go. In May 2016, 23-year-old Shaylin Borkowski was swimming around Boca Raton, Florida, when a 2-foot nurse shark hooked its teeth into her arm and wouldn't loosen its grip. In the end, both Shaylin and shark were taken to hospital to be separated. Makes you think twice about joining the Maldives Fearless Floater for a swim with some quote-unquote harmless sharks. I don't fancy getting covered in 25 flesh vacuum holes, thank you very much. Taking a dip in the ocean may seem like a relaxing addition to any vacation, but you can never be sure of what's swimming right alongside you.
You couldn't pay me enough, you really couldn't.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Boy, did you see the speed on that? Did you see the speed?
Guests at Splash
Everyone screaming, "Get out!"
when they spotted a hammerhead shark launch at one lone swimmer near the shore in 2021. If you look closely, you can see this hammerhead was actually aiming for a small fish that seemed to be using the swimmer as a human shield to escape. Hammerheads are ravenous predators, and their mallet-shaped head boosts their ability to find food.
These two outward extensions are called cephalofoils, and the positioning of the eyes mounted on the side of the shark's distinctive hammerhead allows them to see above and below it at all times.
Luckily for this swimmer, there's never been a report of a hammerhead killing anyone in an unprovoked attack, but things could have turned out quite differently if he'd come up against another toothed eater a little further from the populated shoreline. In December 2021, David Schur found himself alone in the open water, face to face with this.
I love how they play for music. Like, bro, you can be under attack by a shark. Hey, let's throw in some elevator music to calm your nerves while your nerves are getting chewed by a whole great white.
Even with a fishing spear for protection, David would have been in some serious hot water if this killing machine had chosen to strike. The great white is the shark responsible for the most unprovoked attacks on humans in history, with a record 354 attacks, including 57 that proved fatal. Despite being a keen spearfisher and lover of the ocean, even David admitted he began to freak out a little when the shark started swimming right towards him. Fortunately, on this occasion, Mr. Toothy decided that David didn't look so tasty. But things can end a lot more dramatically when a person catches a great white's eye like this.
Lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eye.
If you're still worried about hungry sharks, why not distract them with a Be Amazed video? They won't be able to take their eyes off all this delicious content.
I know some people will be afraid just looking at these types of videos.
Swim over to those like and subscribe buttons.
I already
I'll keep
know.
you safe. Now, let's dive back in. 3,000 feet below the sea surface, light from above becomes scattered and absorbed so completely by the water and the particles in it that everything is plunged into total darkness. While the deep ocean is still an enigma, we've already captured some truly horrific critters on camera living down there in the dark like this.
I'm good. Nah, really, I'm good. Hey, Black Ghost Fest, go. You wanna go for a swim? Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay in this pool right here. You know what I mean?
This is an
you can swim in the ocean if you want to.
That fishes
I'm good.
for fish. Its name is derived from the word
Just
angler,
like that
referring
fish
to someone who
from
fishes with a
Finding
rod and a line.
Nemo.
In the anglerfish's case, this rod is known as a lure and is attached to their head with a bright bulbous light on the end of it, filled with light-emitting
Look
bacteria,
at those
which
teeth.
it uses to attract prey. Much like moths to a flame, curious prey are lured to the glowing orb in pitch-black surroundings, delivering them into prime feeding position in front of the anglerfish's enormous jaws.
I mean,
Anglerfish are not only horrifying to look at, but have some pretty nightmarish dating practices too. From birth, male anglerfish basically suck at the deep-sea life. They don't have a lure, so aren't very well cut out for surviving on their own, and have to find a female to latch onto for life.
The tiny male will bite into the much larger female and become a parasite, fusing with his new girlfriend.
Getting
wow.
nutrients directly from her body in exchange for his, male juices, which can be used to fertilize her eggs indefinitely. How romantic. Despite their demonic appearance, female anglerfish really do have the patience of a saint, and are able to carry numerous clingy boyfriends on their bodies in their 30-year lifetime. As complicated as human relationships can be, it certainly makes me feel lucky. I mean, talk about needing some time apart. If you thought the anglerfish was freaky, this next underwater oddity is so bizarre looking, you'll swear it must be fiction.
I can imagine just seeing something like that. You can't outrun them. That's the scary part about it. What is that? Like brainfish? Like just only that part.
This is the Macropina microstoma, a unique fish found around 6,500 feet below the ocean surface. Believe it or not, those eye-like holes in its face are its nostrils, and those bulbous green balls inside its head are lenses of internal tubular eyes that can rotate from looking straight ahead to see all the way through the top of its head. You'd better get used to that dead-eyed stare, as micropinas have no eyelids, so they never blink, instead having a clear fluid-filled shield that protects their eyes. Macropinas usually grow to just under 6 inches in length, which is a blessing when considering their horrifying looks. I mean, can you imagine if this thing was the size of a whale? Those eyes would be the size of bowling balls. It's equally amazing and scary to imagine that these alien-looking creatures actually exist on our planet. But I, for one, am glad they're firmly out of sight at the bottom of the deep.
Yeah.
Back up to the surface now.
You will
A fishing
never
trip
see
can be a
them.
relaxing and fun experience, especially with a few buds. But for one group of fisherman friends, a New Year's Day fishing trip turned into a date with fate that'll shiver your timbers hard enough to cause an earthquake. Check it out.
Oh, there you go. Quack. Yeah, I'm Quack. Alright. What the quack?
This
Holy
close call
quack.
with the marlin, captured off the coast of Port Stevens, Australia in 2016,
Wow, that's
is
just
pretty
so
much
funny.
as close
Quack.
to disaster as it gets. Deciding that something other than him should be on the menu that day, the marlin almost skewers the poor angler up ready for an ocean grilled barbecue. Just goes to show
He
that
coulda
out
got
at sea,
toucheed.
nowhere is truly safe.
He could
even
have got
above the surface.
toucheed.
While the ocean's top predators can't really follow you onto dry land, sometimes the ocean finds itself occupant to a predator or two who terrifyingly dominate the land and water in equal measures.
Crocodile,
I've
alligator,
never been shaking so much in my whole life.
whole duck, quacking noise.
Man, this monster is like 10 meters in front of us.
So you're gonna start skedaddling? Is that a fish right there?
Oh my,
Ooh, that's a beauty right there, man.
me dead.
Holy quack. That's a beauty right there, Mike. Look at the size of her. Right?
Welcome to Cardwell, North Queensland.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. Right? If you stay still, it won't notice your fear. If you stay still, it won't notice you. Right?
Oh
Nobody
my
move
Lord.
a muscle.
He's like 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Oh my God. You should have had your camera so you could have taken some stills at the same time.
Right?
Yep, apparently now we have to worry about crocodiles in the ocean too. Just
I
great.
figured that.
After heading
It
out
was
for
either
their
one or the
regular
other,
Sunday
a
morning
croc or
fishing trip in
alligator.
northern
I know
Queensland,
they're
Australia,
different.
Yvonne and Tony Palmer caught a lot more than they bargained for.
I mean...
After reeling in a couple of small sharks, something even more
Oh, that's a
terrifying
small
loomed
shark.
over
Never
the waves in
mind.
the
I
near
thought it was a
distance.
fish.
This
Which,
saltwater metal
technically
croc
the
looks to
same
be at
thing in a
least
way,
13 feet
you know?
long, revealing its colossal size as it came ashore to pilfer the sharks Yvonne and Tony had
boy.
caught. In most parts of the world,
Boy.
a beach croc encounter like this is
Imagine you
practically
fishing.
unheard of. But in Australia, it really isn't too uncommon to find crocodiles surfing the ocean waves.
Imagine you
Saltwater
fishing.
crocodiles are
and
very
you see
violent
them-
and territorial
it took
by
your
nature
meal. You know
and tend
what?
to migrate away
You
if
can
they
have
lose
it.
territorial
I'll give me
disputes.
another one.
The long migrations can take weeks and see many crocs surfing the ocean's currents to propel them to their new destinations. And looks like the croc in this clip was lucky enough to come across a shark snack drive-thru on his travels. So if you thought the beach
You
could keep you
lucky,
safe
that's
from what lurks
all
beneath the waves, think again.
It wanted.
Or just never go to Australia. When Jules Casey and her diving partner plunged down to explore the waters of
Yo,
Port
why she
Phillip Bay,
look
Australia,
psychotic?
one ocean dweller decided it was going to explore them right back.
Hey,
In a
I
decidedly
mean, got that
creepy
psychotic
way.
look, right? Oh. Don't let it latch on to you. It's gonna give you the most
While sea
extreme
creatures are
hug
usually
possible.
curious of camera equipment, this Maori octopus bypassed it completely, aiming straight for the diver's head.
Yeah,
While
I mean,
the
look
diver
how
got
close she was
free
getting.
without issue, it could have had a seriously painful outcome had the tentacled creature
Could have been
decided
hugging
to
your
bite.
face like a certain
The beak of an
alien.
octopus is hidden in the middle of the animal's 8 arms, and is sharp enough to tear prey's flesh apart with ease, even crushing shells. So coming mouth to mouth with this
Like I
squishy-looking
said,
sea
the
dweller
most
isn't as
extreme
harmless
hug
and as cute as
ever.
it seems. I'm not sure what's more terrifying, being strangled by an octopus or having to give one a kiss. While octopi occupy a strange middle ground between adorable and horrifying, other many-limbed underwater creatures are creepy cute in a different way. Check it out.
Aww. They want to give him a high five. That's so cute. They all want to get on a ride.
Every year, members of this particular
Bouncing
species
back.
of tuna crab find their way up to the west coast of California from the continental shelf of Mexico. During these periods, tuna crabs, also known as squat lobsters, can be seen in swarms of thousands. The mini swarms seen here with their tentative, curious, pinching look like they might be sizing up diver Jessica Hammond's hand, either to make a friend with it or to devour it. What do you think? Cute or creepy? Let me know in the comments below.
I
The
mean,
Great Barrier
if you
Reef
have
is one of the most
protection
famous
on,
patches
I'm
of
sure
ocean on the planet.
probably be
While
cute.
its dazzlingly
I'm sure
colorful
those
exterior can make it look like
big
quite the
meaty
playground,
claws
there's a whole host
would
of
be
horrifying
alley to
nooks
you.
and crannies to catch you out.
Under the sea, dun dun. Under the sea, dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Take it from me.
How's that?
I can't be the only one who was holding my breath the
extreme.
entire time he was under. This aquatic adventurer and his pals discovered a watery black hole and decided to dive headfirst into the void to see where it would lead. I don't think I need to tell you guys that this is a don't try this at home or your local coastline kind of situation, and diving headfirst into a rocky
I
chasm
mean,
like this is
bro,
a
that-
surefire way to crack your skull
Yeah,
open.
there could be a
Not
rope
only
right
that,
there.
but once you're
right
down in
there.
a watery black hole, one wrong turn could end in disaster if you can't find an exit hole or get swept deeper and deeper by a strong current.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, this Aquaman made it out unscathed this time, so I hope he counts his lucky star. Fish. If the thought of getting trapped in an underwater maze has you feeling a little breathless, this next plunge is sure to have you reaching for the oxygen tank. Free diving is a type of diving that doesn't utilize any scuba gear. If thinking about venturing down into the deep with no means to breathe doesn't freak you out enough, then wait till you see just how deep these guys really go.
I keep on falling.
This is Adam Stern, a professional freediver who enjoys nothing more than deliberately falling off underwater cliffs. With freediving, you can only travel as far as the air in your lungs will take you, and if you don't have an immaculate awareness of your own capabilities, it might just be the last swim you ever have. Thankfully, Adam not only knows how to force air through to his middle ear to keep his ears correctly and painlessly pressurized as he descends, but also precisely the amount of time he can stay submerged for. Even so, the manner in which he grasps at nothing as he plummets into the rocky abyss has oceanic horror movie written all over it. I don't know about you, but all that talk of holding your breath under the sea has made me a little lightheaded. Maybe some cold water could help us snap out of it.
Man, gonna have a whole pneumonia the next day. Good workout for today, right?
Ice thick enough to trap a fully grown man, this diver turns freediving to freeze diving. This winter woeful land is Lake Malata in the Czech Republic. While the clip isn't taking place in the sea per se, Czechia is completely landlocked, so if you ask me, a terrifying frozen lake is close enough to the underwater horrors the ocean supplies to make the Czech nation's watery contribution worthy of this video. Thankfully, Paul Capon is a professional ice diver, and that bright yellow tether helps him find the surface in the event he gets waylaid. Still, with water cold enough to shock the body of those with a weaker constitution into cardiac arrest, stuff like this should give you a reason to fear icy lakes just as much as the sea.
Yeah, because you can freeze.
Returning to oceanic horrors now, you might assume the fast-moving creatures of the ocean are the most terrifying. But this next clip may persuade you otherwise.
Yeah, the underwater civilization. Like, Atlantis is real the whole time. Oh my god, I learned something new. I thought Atlantis was a myth, just a rumor, a folktale.
This truly haunting site sits silently on the Atlantic seabed off the coast of the Spanish island of Lanzarote, and is sure to stop any diver in their tracks. This site is Museo Atlantico, an underwater museum made up of 300 life-size human statues. Designed by British artist Jason DeCare Taylor. Jason creates the artistic installation as a reminder that all human life is subject to the movements and will of the ocean. With sea levels rising, the seemingly never-ending collection of concrete bodies warns us of humanity's fate if we continue to ignore the issue of climate change. These things are seriously creepy, especially at night, and the Museo Subacuático de Arte in Cancun, Mexico, also by Jason, is arguably even creepier. An eerie underwater world populated by no less than 450
What if one of them
human
started
statues.
moving?
Each sculpture was made using pH-neutral cement, which allows coral, seaweed, and algae to grow freely across these
What if that will open his eyes?
soils. Most of these statues have been in the depths of this deep-sea dystopia since 2009 and have already been thoroughly transformed by nature, their figures and faces drowning in algae. While creepy humanoid statues covered in sea gunk are one thing, there are some even creepier underwater statues out there in the waters of the world.
Like what? I stand corrected.
This absolutely horrifying underwater statue can be found in the depths of Lac de Neuchâtel in Switzerland,
Good thing it's
134 feet beneath the surface. This guy is here to make sure you don't ever forget your fear of the deep blue sea's classic creatures, even when swimming in a lake.
Bruh.
The 16-foot-long shark was made in 2007 and used as a prop for a short horror film called Chakal Lock. and has become quite the local tourist attraction for horror-seeking divers.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this demonic shark is just a sculpture, but I'd say it's just as terrifying as its real-life counterpart, and will be a permanent addition to my ever-growing list of reasons to never, ever take a swim in any waters I can't see the bottom of. And heck, going by some of the stuff we've seen in this video, even the waters you can see the bottom of aren't safe.
Still
Thailand
unsafe.
it is.
Bro, imagine, man. Yeah, just imagine, just something like that. Seeing a shark, that's scary. But just imagine you see something like that, and it starts moving. You thought you weren't swimming fast enough. It's gonna be a whole new record for you. Gonna be reaching the surface in 3 seconds, just straight up like a cartoon. Be doing it just like that, just quick with it. Yeah, that's the thing about the ocean. I'm good. Like, you know, you go in the boat, start sinking in the middle of the ocean. You don't see no land in sight. You're done for. You're screwed. Game over, man. Game over. But yeah, there's just some places in the world that just ain't worth going to, cause stuff like that is, it's like basically saying this is a sign for me to stay away from. I'm not gonna be one of those types of people that's gonna be curious and say, "Whoa, that was cool. Let's go check it out. Take some selfies and everything." No, I'm good. I'm so good right now. I'm good from this far back. I'm not going to intervene with that. Might get cursed or something. But hey, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all want to stay tuned, step the buttons down below. You'll see the next video. Hope you have a good day. Stay safe, and of course, you already know. Out.